Joining me now is Brilyn Hollyhand, RNC Youth Advisory Council Chair and the author of One Generation Away, Why Now is the Time to Restore American Freedom. Also, Hannah Faulkner, host of the Hannah Faulkner Show, and author of Last Chance to Save Our Republic. Welcome to you both. Brilyn, I want to start with you. Liberals are just all in a tear over Elon's simple request. I mean, I'm just curious. I suspect you did 5 things today.
Yeah, Todd, I attended school for 7 hours today, and I think I did 5 things in my class within the first 30 minutes, maybe. So if I'm achieving those things in my senior year of high school, I would hope that the hardworking members of our federal government that my taxpayer funding is going to are doing more than 5 things in a week as well. This should be the simplest task of the week, yet the outrage from the left just shows how lazy the members of our federal government are. Todd, let me remind you and your audience that the exact same people screaming from the rooftops about DOGE wanted to hire 87,000 additional IRS agents to audit you. And the same people that are screaming that you can't trust the kids that are working at DOGE are the same ones that are protesting in the streets to allow children to pick their own gender. So which is it?
Yeah, great question. Hannah, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, graduate of Rhodes College, be warned people. She's a member of the squad, one of AOC's lieutenants. She's also a member of the DOGE subcommittee. They held a hearing yesterday. Here are some of her comments.
We all know that my Republican colleagues have a weird fetish with dictators or wannabe dictators. So it should not come as a surprise that they're here attacking global democracy programs. For 6 decades, USAID has been vital in reducing global poverty and hunger, helping to resolve health threats like the Ebola outbreak, which reached Dallas, where I represent, in 2014, and countering regional threats from Russia and China.
All right, Hannah, first, some of these programs are nothing more than an effort to spread progressive and socialist views across. Trust me, we're going to get to you, Hannah. I got to read through all of this first. But even if they were actually in alignment with U.S. interest, the question of waste and abuse and corruption need to be reviewed. So what do Crockett and her liberal allies not get?
Yeah, well, first off, she mentioned Trump being a dictator or wannabe dictators. What sounds like a dictator to me is the party that told Americans that if they didn't take an experimental jab, they lose their business licenses, they lose their job, they'd be fired from fighting in the military for fighting for the American people. They bullied young girls that if they didn't stand up or stand alongside men like William Thomas, who were stripping naked in their locker rooms, that if they dared to speak up about men in their sports and in their locker rooms, they would lose opportunities and they would be silenced. That sounds like dictatorship, like tactics and policies that the Democrats, and this is exactly what the Democratic Party is doing, including what Representative Jasmine Crockett has stand for. But the reason why the Democratic Party is all up in arms, they're freaking out, is because President Trump, Elon Musk, the Department of Government Efficiency, they're not only exposing this wasteful spending, but they are exposing their money laundering. And this is stealing directly from our hardworking American taxpayer dollars. That's exactly what it is. And they can use all these manipulative tactics all day long, but the American people are not buying it. Let me remind you, this is exactly what the American people voted. This is not something that should shock the Democrats. Elon Musk and President Trump, they campaigned on this for months after months. They planned on doing this as soon as they got in office, and they're doing exactly what we elected them to do.
Brilyn, a new AP poll shows that 7 in 10 American adults say the government is putting too much money toward assistance to other countries. Are Democrats in government tone deaf to even members of their own party? What say you?
Todd, they're exactly tone deaf, and that tone deafness is why they lost the election in a sweeping landslide in November. It is going to take months and months and months and unlimited resources for these pollsters and historians one day to realize the true root cause of why Donald Trump swept the nation in November. And I can tell them right now that it's simply this, that Americans were fed up. Todd, for far too long, we have been paying millions of dollars to countries who hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. We shouldn't be sending them this aid and this money for who knows where to film, Sesame Street remakes in Iraq or Afghanistan, just to have our debt clock go up and up and up. And this is really why Gen Z got involved. There's been a lot of conversation about Gen Z getting out and voting for President Trump. Gen Z woke up and smelt the roses and realized that in this election, and specifically the importance of it, is because our generation is the one that's going to be saddled with that $32 trillion in debt, Todd. It's personal for us. That debt clock is not just a number that's going up and up and up till we run out of a number to call it. It's something that's going to personally saddle us and make it harder for my generation to grow up and raise a family one day.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there. I'm terribly sorry. I promise we're going to get both of you back on, and we'll have much longer to talk. Brilyn, Hannah, thank you both very much.
Thanks for having us, Todd. Have a good week.
Well,